Stay close. Come on. Dee, Pookie, come here. Come here. Pookie, come here. Come on. Come on, down here. Hey, welcome back. Episode 4.5. Continuation of the overview of the plan. I'm down here in the future Japanese garden, and the dogs are having a blast, as they usually do when they come down to this part. I think right now it's everybody's favorite. Maybe more than any's Dee Dee's. He just seems to really enjoy this leaping across the creek back and forth. So I'll try and get through this episode, keep an eye on them before they get too far away. As I do this, hopefully I don't get too distracted. They are going to be a menace in the future garden. Hopefully I won't have too many delicate plants that they'll destroy, but you know what, you can always plant more. So just got to watch out so he doesn't run over the camera. All right, so episode 4.5, the plan. I'm just going to cover really in general some of the general landscape maintenance things, because there's really two elements to, woo! I don't know if you saw that, but he just leaped right over the camera, and it's not a cheap camera. So the keys are and above design, right? Which is one of the things I've been trying to really take advantage of this time before we can actually build the house. Because again, that's not something we're going to be able to do on our own. At least that's not that we couldn't, but that we're not going to. Hold on, they were coming fast. Yeah, get some water. You need that. So designing the landscape. And that's one of the things I've been taking the most advantage of, is my time being able to just, I had initial ideas, I've even put some of those down on paper, and very few of them at this point have survived, other than just some general ideas of what I want to put out here, but how it's going to look and where it's going to sit. And most of that is changed radically in the 2-3 months actually about 2 months I've had to really walk around and just get to know the property on a more intimate basis. But as the landscape design is going to incorporate certain cultivated aspects, whether that's I'm bringing in exotic plants, and I mean exotic, I'm not talking about like tropicals and stuff like that. I mean things that aren't necessarily non-native. Let's just call them non-natives. I will certainly try and avoid invasives. And but there will be some mix, and I already have some mix of it. I planted a Japanese maple tree, and again, Dee Dee was making a run right at the camera, so I had to avert that. I planted the Japanese maple. We planted a weeping cherry along here, and again, a lot of this was just to kind of get comfortable with planting stuff out here to see how it goes. And then, of course, you know, up in the entrance garden, I've planted gladiolas, I've planted some irises, I've planted some wildflower. Well, I've broadcast some wildflower seed, and then I planted two, which are natives, actually 3 red buds and a dogwood. And then I've transplanted a lot of plants within those areas. So again, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but that's all part of the cultivate aspect of the property and managing the property. Dee Dee, come here. Now he's out of sight. Dee Dee, come here. Dee Dee, come on. Dee Dee. Dee Dee, come here. Now I can see him again. Who knows? Sometimes he gets curious. The last time I think he rolled in bear poo when I was out here. It was kind of unbearable driving him home. Dee Dee, come here. He listens usually pretty well, except when the scent locks his brain in. But that's again, the cultivate part of the garden. And then there's going to be a large part of it is curating. And what I mean by that is I will edit certain trees and either, by removing them and cutting them down, when most of those in the early part have been diseased, dead, or dying trees, and also cleaning up limbs. Sorry, I had to stop him. He looked like, again, he was going to make a run for the bridge that the camera's sitting on. And then, so like I said, the dead, dying, or the fallen branches, and you'll see a lot of, that was Pookie this time, a lot of just fallen branches where I've taken and I've made these huge piles and mounds, and that'll serve two purposes. Eventually they'll compost down into hopefully some usable leaf mulch. And Pookie, no, you're gonna knock that camera over. Sorry, you're gonna have to hop over like Dee Dee does. That's just all there is to it. Yes, it is, sweet puppy. Yes, you're a good boy. Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee. No, don't go that way. Don't go that way. Yeah, I mean, this camera's not cheap, and I really sure as heck don't want them knocking it into the rock or into the water. So sorry, I keep interrupting. And then they also provide habitats for everything from bugs and salamanders and other critters, including probably on an occasion a copperhead or even maybe a rattlesnake. And that again is going to be part of living out here in this area. And I like to call it, we're secluded. We're not exactly remote. We are on 15.5 acres, and we're surrounded by mostly other untouched woodlands. I say at least untouched within the last 30 years when it was last, I think, logged. So that is, again, episode 4.5. I just kind of end it there with the overview of what the overall plans, goals when it comes to actually the landscaping and some of the early work going on. So, all right, thanks. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And if you have any comments or questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Please leave them down below. All right, thanks.